would first like to commend the brave students and staff of Minneapolis Roosevelt High School who stood up against ICE. I'd also like to commend all the hotel workers who have stood up against ICE, refused them service, or have taken the day off of work to not serve ICE.
That's right.
When I see all the cops looking here, when I see all the sheriffs looking here, if a student at Minneapolis Roosevelt High School can do it, you can too.
You can too, come on.
And so can the governor, and so can Mary Moriarty come down here and make an appearance, and so can every elected official that got their campaign in blood on George Floyd. Ran their campaign on state-sanctioned violence, got their position, and are now nowhere to be found.
Right.
I don't want to make any mistake about it. Renee Nicole Good was murdered.
Right. That's right.
Renee Nicole Good was lynched in public. She was publicly executed. And as Michelle said, the MPD showed up to get the perimeter, not to make an arrest.
Right.
It shows you the teeth that they have for their own community, but not for domestic terrorism being levied onto Minneapolis. It shows you when they're quiet about something, and then when they're going to say something, when a false narrative is put out about fraud in Somali daycares. I grew up in Riverside Plaza, and I could tell you right away, ICE had no clue what they were doing, because when they entered the facility, they looked lost. They looked like me when I was 4 years old when I came to Minneapolis. It's a labyrinth in there. And I grew up with Chinese, South Korean, East African, West African, Egyptian, white, black people there. ICE is not being deployed to Mississippi and Arkansas to teach kids how to read. They're being deployed to Minneapolis to turn the state blue. Let's just understand what's happening right now. That is what is happening right now. Make no mistake about it. And for all the people and all the conservative content creators showing different angles of the shooting of Renee Nicole Good, the first thing you need to ask yourself is, why are so many people recording it? Because nobody trusts the law enforcement here. And why don't people trust the law enforcement here? Because they've carried out public executions since June 15th, 1920 in Duluth. So we've looked at over a century of people being publicly killed by law enforcement and then told to go home, and then told that we're wrong for what we just saw. So what we're seeing right now is a false narrative put up from Trump saying that he's surprised this officer is still alive and had to go to the hospital, when in reality, we all saw him just walk down the street and wave people off. Did you see the same video I saw? Did you see the same video I saw? And then we have Kristi Noem, which we all knew what the first lie was, adverse conditions.
Right.
This is Minnesota with 40 degrees. This is balmy. These are not adverse conditions. That was the first lie, where we knew that what she was saying was going to victim blame the person that was killed. And that's what they keep doing. That's what they keep putting out. And they want you to believe that Renee had this coming. That George Floyd had this coming. That Delilah Lee had this coming. And then they want you to go home. If the MPD can't do anything about this, but yet they can do something about any black person just going about their business, what does that say? If the Hennepin County Sheriff's Department can pull over anybody they want and do false searches, what does it say about doing nothing about this?
Come on.
There's a message for the DA right now in Hennepin County. There's a message for John Choi. There's a message for Keith Ellison. There's a message for the new DA, the candidates that are coming into Hennepin County. You better have some teeth. You better be able to do something. Because a lot of these cowards here in uniforms with badges on, they wouldn't be able to hold their ground at Minneapolis Roosevelt High School. What does that tell you? That the people here, all of you here that showed up, are doing more than the people that get paid to show up here. That's the state that we're looking at. And right now, we need to take toll of who voted for this. Who wanted this? Who said nothing about this while it was happening? Who said nothing when they pulled up on Lake Street and said it was a raid, but then terrorized all of our Latino and African and brown and black family? Who are the people that signed off on this? When Georgia Ford pulled up on Axel Henry a few weeks ago, that interview has not aged well. That man lied through his teeth and said that he did not assist ICE. When we all saw St. Paul Police Department badges assisting ICE. He's doing the same thing as Trump. So if you got a St. Paul police chief lying through his teeth assisting ICE, you have Lisa DeMuth saying that she supported Nick Shirley, coming in here and addressing fraud and only attacking black communities but not showing up to a single white daycare in Cold Spring. What does that say? You have Mike Lindell that makes this state an embarrassment, and then you have Chris Medell who defends killer cops. Look at the candidates that you have. Look who voted for this. And then you have Brad Finstad, a House representative, who said, this is a somber reminder of the dangers that ICE faces every day. And he's in New Ulm. I'm saying this right now to white communities in Cold Spring, in New Ulm, where Brad is at, in Hibbing, in Chisholm. If ICE pulled up to your high school and started pulling people out, how would you feel?
Come on.
Nobody is illegal on stolen land. Understand your history and how you got here in the first place. Do not deny that. And this is tough. And I was thinking about this when Nekima contacted. It was the first thing after Dalal Eid when he got killed. Shot him in the head. And a friend told me the James Baldwin quote, if they take me in the morning, they're gonna come for you in the night. You didn't think it had anything to do with you when they were killing black and brown people. You didn't think it had anything to do with you when they were terrorizing Latino and East African students at Minneapolis Roosevelt High School. And then they come out here and kill a white woman, and you see a piece of yourself in it. And you have a fraction of the experience that we as black men have had for a very long time, seeing ourselves in the bodies of Jamar Clark, of Dalal Eid, of George Floyd, of Terrence Franklin, seeing in all of it. And now you see yourself in it a little bit, and you have an opportunity. Take a look around you and who is saying nothing. Take a look around you, who has supported this. Take a look around you and look at the candidates that you can vote for. And then also, take a look around you and look at the uniforms that are doing nothing about it. That are doing absolutely nothing about it. If they take me in the morning, they will come for you in the night.